All right, Ripple XRP holders, now that the Super Bowl is over, this changes everything. I thought this was a spoof account on Twitter, but Joe Biden posted this saying, just like we drew it up with laser eyes. And so this person, Master, said this is him buying the crypto bros votes. No giga crash until we're past presidential elections, which makes sense because laser eyes is a common thing in the crypto space where, they see the markets going up. And one thing that's interesting here is right when he posted this, Bitcoin breaks $50,000. And so with them pumping the markets right now, in this video, we're going to be talking about what's happening right now, how this plays a role into XRP. We're looking at XRP as macro market cycle compared to the past and also compared to Ethereum to the US dollar, and when we're expecting XRP to see a breakout with the rest of the altcoin market cap, and also some interesting stuff with AI tech stocks and what's happening right now in the AI space for the blockchain industry. So comment 777 if you're feeling blessed, comment 777 if you're feeling bullish, and if you're ready to become the first millionaire in your family tree. Confirm it by taking your putter, grabbing the like button, just tap it in, do it for grandma. We're beating the SEC. We're buying our house back with XRP. Let's run it.
If you're anything like me, you like to be surrounded by a snack or two while watching the big game. When buying snacks for the game, you might have noticed one thing. Sports drinks bottles are smaller. The bag of chips has fewer chips, but they're still charging it just as much. And as an ice cream lover, what makes me the most angry is that ice cream cartons have actually shrunk in size, but not in price. I've had enough of what they call shrinkflation. It's a ripoff. Some companies are trying to pull a fast one by shrinking the products little by little and hoping you won't notice. Give me a break. The American public is tired of being played for suckers. I'm calling on companies to put a stop to this. Let's make sure businesses do the right thing now.
Such a profound, life-changing message. I am so glad that Joe Biden is focusing on the most important pressing issues in America today, the size of ice cream containers for shrinkflation. That's certainly going to save everything. And so what are your guys' thoughts on this? My thought process on how the markets are going right now and, his whole laser eyes thing is they do not want the markets to crash. And I've said this in previous videos. The Democrats don't want the markets to crash, when we're going to an election year, because who's going to vote for him again? Nobody, right? If the markets see a crash. So they're going to do anything in their power they can to pump the markets up. And that's what's happening right now. The last time that Bitcoin was at $50,000, greater than 50% of supply was held by lettuce hands. Terra, Luna, UST collapsed. FTX, a selling paper Bitcoin FTX collapsed. GBTC premium buyers were getting wrecked. The precipice of the fastest rate hike in history was happening. The Super Bowl was running massive crypto ads. Matt Damon, you got celebrities promoting, all sorts of stuff in the crypto space. And that was when Bitcoin was at 50K. Now that Bitcoin is at 50K again today, 70% of supply is held by diamond hands, passive Wall Street bid with ETFs, BlackRock, Fidelity, you got Van Eck, you got other massive companies getting into the industry. We're 9 weeks away from Bitcoin's halving. Rate cuts are coming later this year. And you know what that means? When there's rate cuts, there's usually money printing. There's been no Super Bowl ads about crypto. There's mostly just Super Bowl ads from beer companies and Kanye West, not having a big enough budget for his Yeezy shoes. So did a 10-second ad just telling people to go to the website. So the noise right now on crypto is quiet. The fluff is gone. Google Trends has confirmed that we're a relative low when people are searching for Bitcoin. So retail is not really in the markets right now, guys. I said this, where it's institutions and it's crypto bros in the market right now that have been around for multiple bull runs. So I just want to give you guys a massive congratulations. You are early. Now looking at the Bitcoin to the US dollar price chart and talking about how this will affect XRP, the last video that I made, I talked about how when XRP will rally based on Bitcoin passing a new all-time high, and then we look for weakness where Bitcoin's dominance starts to drop and money flows into Ethereum, then large caps, then mid caps and micro caps. And so because XRP is a large cap, Ethereum has yet to pass an all-time high too. So we need to see Bitcoin go up. We need to see Bitcoin continue this rally and break above this upward trending resistance. Now, in one of my previous videos, I did talk about what I was expecting, a breakdown from this upward trending resistance right here to the downside. And the exact opposite happened. And I also did mention how I love being wrong when I'm bearish, because I look at the charts and I see, a bearish divergence with a higher high on the price chart, then a lower high and a lower high in the RSI. And I was actually expecting us to turn down one more time on the RSI, but the fact that we didn't, hey, it's good news, because I've just been holding. And so I love watching the show, and I love being like, okay, well, that's interesting. We broke out from here. What's the next possibility that could happen based on the past? Because as you guys can see on the right-hand side of the screen, what I was looking at right here was what happened back when Bitcoin did a 618 retracement, consolidated sideways, fell off a shelf one more time, then grinded on out of here. And that was the most likely case scenario. But if we were to look at another scenario that could take place with institutions buying up GBTC, selling off Bitcoin, and more money coming in the industry right now, and going into a presidential election year, which Democrats pumping it up with their ill-gotten gains from the stock market, from their insider trading. So them pumping up crypto, could lead to one of the biggest breakouts that would fake a lot of the bears out, because the bears are going to get an extra bearish upwards of $50,000, as the RSI is at 78 right now on the relative strength index. But let's look back at the cycle from 2017 and let's see what happened, because we also saw a bearish divergence where we saw a higher high on the price chart take place when Bitcoin went from $1,100 upwards of $1,300, similar to what happened when Bitcoin just recently went from $44,000 right here to about almost like $49,000, just a little bit above a 618 retracement. And then we saw this sell-off take place, just like we saw this sell-off take place for Bitcoin right here. We saw this inverse head and shoulders pattern on the left-hand side of the screen, and we're breaking out right now. Now, one thing that's interesting, if I were to trace up the chart from 2017 with this breakout to the right-hand side, it could look something like this. If Bitcoin continues to the upside and we just see it hold this key support at like $50,000 right here, and we see Bitcoin continuously go up, we could see Bitcoin potentially break the all-time high before the halving, but I am expecting some form of sell-off before the halving. Now, the real question was whether it would happen starting now, back in beginning of February, going down to 35K, or whether it's going to happen as we push up a little bit higher and only bring Bitcoin back down to like 55K if we pass the all-time high, and bring it just back down to the all-time high or just below it, is anyone's guess. But looking back to the past, what we saw happen with this Bitcoin breakout, we saw it rally all the way upwards of $3,000, and it takes 35 days to come down 38%. And so the new normal of this bull run cycle could just be 20% corrections, because when you guys look at this correction right here in February of 2023, it was only 20%, 21%. This correction right here was only 19%. This correction right here, when Bitcoin struggled to break above 31K, was only 21%. This correction right here was only 21%. So compared to the last cycles where we saw 30, even 40% corrections with the institutional money coming in, hey, it could be a little bit different in terms of percentage of corrections, because look at the bear market. The bear market wasn't normal, guys. It only saw a 76% correction, whereas the previous bear market for Bitcoin saw an 84% correction. So we were off by about 10% this bull run. So 84% during the last bear market, 84%, or I think it was like 86 for the other bear market before then, and only 70+% for this cycle. So we could only see 20% corrections, which is actually good news, because the law of diminishing returns state that every single bull run, not only the returns to the upside get less and less as there's just more money in the pot and it takes more money to move Bitcoin, but the returns or the losses to the downside get diminished, and it actually gets less volatile over time. So that's why this bull run cycle could arguably be, in my opinion too, the last bull run cycle that you're going to see life-changing gains, face-melting gains, specifically in the altcoin market. Now, which altcoins are we bullish on? We've been talking about XRP virtually every single day. And as you guys know, the precious metal market, gold is about to, I think gold did breach an all-time high, and gold is about to go absolutely parabolic the next decade. But President and CEO of Miles Franklin Precious Metals, says that XRP offers a path to remarkable wealth with minimal risk. Listen to this.
De-dollarization, to move away from the dollar as the single world reserve currency and change. And either you accept and embrace and roll with the changes, or you get rolled by the changes. So look, when I think about something like XRP, not knowing much about it, I would say that it presents an opportunity for people to become incredibly wealthy without taking an enormous risk, because it's valued at a level that allows you to throw a moderate amount of money at it. And if it works, you make a fortune. Now, I don't know if that's what your intention is or not.
But if it plays out like we're expecting, XRP is on the verge of a massive breakout. Now, the real question is, when will that happen? Well, after the rotation takes place from Bitcoin, because we need to see Bitcoin's dominance drop relative to altcoins. And we also need to see Ethereum have a massive breakout, because Ethereum is the second largest altcoin by market cap. Now, this cycle might be different in the fact that money actually rotated into the mid caps a lot faster, with Solana seeing a breakout above $120, and it kind of skipped Ethereum, showing how bullish people are on Solana because of low gas fees, airdrops, and massive VCs jumping in the project, because Ethereum is just crazy with the gas fees, and there's a lot of corruption with ETHgate and Vitalik Buterin with the SEC, and the reason why XRP was suppressed, whereas Ethereum wasn't considered a security. So, hey, Ethereum might not see that big of a breakout in the short term. We might see that money rotate into other large caps and mid caps a lot sooner. But one thing I would expect is Ethereum to see some type of rally because of spot Bitcoin ETF. The next ETF will most likely be an Ethereum ETF. Then I would expect something like Chainlink ETF to start happening with real world assets, with BlackRock coming into play. But let's look in the past and let's talk about when XRP broke out based on Ethereum to the US dollar price chart on the monthly. And so as you can see right here, XRP has been grinding upwards for about 610 days since the low of June of 2022. Similarly enough, Ethereum just broke out as well too. At the top of the screen, you guys can see for about 610 days right here, it just broke this key resistance of about $2,100 with Bitcoin on the 1st of December, and we're currently rallying upwards of $2,600 right here. So for about 610 days, Ethereum was consolidating. Now let's look back at the last cycle and let's see what that looked like. So about 610, if we were to measure from the low of December of 2018 and we were to measure 610 days, almost the exact same thing took place, where Ethereum broke out, then it back tested the resistance of 2019's DeFi summer of about $360. It back tested it, then rallied off of that to go and make face melting gains for Ethereum upwards of $4,000. Now, where was XRP during that time frame? Well, XRP didn't really do too much. Sure, we saw the rally right here before the lawsuit of November, while Ethereum was just starting to break out, but XRP didn't pass its all-time high. It was about to pass its all-time high when Ethereum was breaking its all-time high right here in like February to April of 2021. That's when we saw XRP rally upwards of almost $2. But then that's when Ethereum, topped out shortly after that, and XRP's price was cut short because of the lawsuit. And so this whole bull run of 2021 for XRP is something that I don't really consider XRP's true bull run because lawsuit, right? And so with, Ripple getting clarity about XRP on the secondary market and us consolidating for 610 days, we have yet to break out from the high of 92 cents right here. So XRP is a laggard. XRP will be the dark horse. And that's why XRP is my largest holding, because I buy when there's blood in the streets. I buy when there's max fear. I buy when people are the most frustrated. They're the most disappointed, because that's the exact opposite of what 99% do. And as you guys know, based on the 80-20 rule, if you read that book, it's called 80-20 rule. It talks about how 80% of all the traffic is congregated on 20% of all roadways. 80% of all water flows through like 20% of a tree's roots. 80% of your results are going to come from 20% of your efforts in your business. 80-20 works in every single area of life, even in the markets too. And so if 80% plus of people are frustrated, pissed off, in fear, and 20% are kind of like neutral or a little excited about a project, and the project has strong utility, strong fundamentals, they got the legal clarity, they're part of the ISO 222 new standard, they're making the massive partnerships, and only 20% are excited, that's what I look for. If 80% are excited, well, then that's when I'm looking to get out of the markets, because that usually doesn't end well, because you can't have every single person that's wealthy on this planet. Like I said in the previous video, most people won't make it, guys. They say it's crowded, it's hard to become successful because it's crowded at the top. No, it's crowded at the bottom because most people don't try. It's actually, there's a lot of space at the top of the ladder because virtually nobody is willing to climb it. or in this case, virtually nobody is willing to hold until the top. So with us breaking out right now for Ethereum and us to have yet to see a breakout of 90 plus cents for XRP, I think XRP is going to see a massive breakout at some point this year after Bitcoin's halving. Now, during the last bull run cycle, what happened for XRP was we actually saw a sell-off for XRP over the course of 610 days while Ethereum, consolidated sideways. Then Ethereum broke out. And once Ethereum broke the all-time high, that's when XRP saw this massive green candle from 54 cents upwards of almost $2. Now let's just go back to the cycle before then and let's compare Ethereum to XRP and let's look at this because Ethereum saw a sell-off from about $21 down to $6 and then broke its all-time high in March of 2017. And when Ethereum broke its all-time high, that's right when XRP was going as well too. So what we're going to be looking for XRP's breakout is for Ethereum to make a massive move. When we see Ethereum start to make a massive move, arguably around the Ethereum ETF, around April or post-April, when that starts to happen and we start to see Ethereum, work past the all-time high of $4,900, that's when I would expect XRP to be rallying upwards of $1 and then $2 and then $3. And so we still got time. So right now it's accumulation station. It's accumulation season for XRP as we sit at 53 cents right now and we piss everyone off. Honestly, I'd be even more excited if XRP broke to the downside and came down to 30 cents while Bitcoin's making new all-time highs. This would excite me the most because I would just be rotating all of my income into XRP and having 80% of my income in XRP and 20% in other stuff like maybe Ethereum, Bitcoin, Chainlink, other stuff. Because, if XRP is underperforming compared to the rest of the markets and the rest of the markets are overperforming, eventually that rotation takes place. Now, the altcoin market cap broke out of a massive Wyckoff accumulation phase and price is currently consolidating above the point of breakout. So expecting an explosive move soon, and it's just starting right now. We're just at the tip of the iceberg, and according to Mags on Twitter here, they shared the exact Bitcoin and altcoin bottom. Now, they've started researching investing small portions of their portfolio in mid caps and low caps. The next 12 to 18 months are going to be exciting for altcoins. So diversifying into altcoins among different narratives is a smart move to potentially increase your Bitcoin holdings as then Bitcoin's dominance drops, and then you can rotate back into Bitcoin if you guys want, or you can rotate into precious metals or like treasuries if you want, or whatever they're doing for the new BRICS, the BRICS currency down the road if you guys want to do that, right? So some altcoins might 100x while others might underperform. So majority holdings, according to them, is staying in Bitcoin until Bitcoin's dominance starts to drop. So that's what this is what this looks like on the chart. We just recently broke out about 70 days ago from the resistance of August of 2022. And you can see here another resistance of April of 2023. We didn't come back to back test the resistance of April of 2023. And so right now, while we break up of $835 billion, the next stop that we need to break through is like $870 billion. If we can break above this and hold it as support, well, then the next stop for the altcoin market is like right around $1 trillion, which is the middle of this range of the complacency stage, when the bear market was kicking in. That's where I would expect the next chart to play out. Now look, the next rally to play out. Now look at the past. We saw something similar take place, but it took 98 days for the altcoin market to break out when it rallied past the high of DeFi Summer's June 2019 rally, where we rallied above it. We came back down below it and we just kind of grinded through here for, a little over 3 months. And then we broke out and we went into hope. So this was disbelief right here. This stage was hope, a recovery is possible. And then we went into like belief, thrill, euphoria, optimism, belief, thrill, euphoria. And then complacency was like this whole stage right here when we were actually making the all-time high. And so right now, where we are is we're 70 days into disbelief. And we're just starting a breakout right now. So it's risky to be not in the markets. It's riskier to be not in the markets because look at this, guys. If I were to draw this chart, sure, we could have another back test potentially down of 700 billion for the altcoin market, if there's some other shakeout events, and just it could take till the end of 2024, 3 to 6 months after Bitcoin's halving to really break out of here. But as we all know, the next stage after disbelief is hope. So once we start getting upwards of, $1 trillion for the altcoin market, and then I would expect us to make an even more impulsive move for optimism as we start gearing up towards the all-time high. And once we start gearing up towards the all-time high for the crypto total market cap, that's when I expect XRP to be making some bigger moves to the upside, because there's no reason why with the total 2, which is the crypto total market cap excluding Bitcoin, if we're going upwards of the all-time high of, $1.6 trillion, there's got to be some of that money flowing into XRP. And then how much of that flows into XRP, well, is anyone's guess. But what we can look at is this downward trending resistance right here. I would expect XRP to at least be at like $1 and $1.30 by that point. And so I just think XRP is just grinding up for 600 plus days, getting ready to move fast. And when it moves fast, I don't really think we're going to cool off at $1.30, $1.30 or $1 for too long. I think we might just blast right to it and go upwards of $2 to $3 really fast. And you're just going to wake up one day and virtually overnight, you'll probably become the wealthiest person in your family. Now, that doesn't mean you should go and buy XRP right now. That doesn't mean you should sell XRP. In fact, over 90% of people lose money in crypto. So I'm not your financial advisor. Go consult your financial advisor, because crypto is the most risky asset class on this planet. And most people lose money. Reasons being is what I've shared in previous video. They're too emotional. They haven't learned how to deal with childhood trauma. So their emotions follow them in every area of their life, specifically their relationships, overeating. Like Joe Biden says, they care about shrinkflation for their ice cream and, eating chips and complaining about stupid stuff. It makes absolutely no sense. And then they get into the crypto market, and those same complaints come into the crypto market, and they start freaking out when they see like the market's down 10% for the day, or them having to wait, a year or two for something to take off, when they're not even thinking long term. I'm thinking long term. I'm looking at 2030, where this market's going to be upwards of $5-10 trillion once real world asset tokenization starts to come in and we start to see the AI boom really take off. And so get ready, guys. We're about to go into a massive bull run. And, I've been saying this for a while. And I know for those of you guys that have been subscribed to the channel, you guys made so much money by watching the videos back here in October of 2020, when I was just going all in with crypto, because I saw this. I saw the disbelief stage. I saw us break out of this Wyckoff accumulation and go into phase E for the next breakout in the markup period. We're doing the same thing right now. So we're going into phase E. We're getting ready for this breakout in this markup period to get ready to retest the all-time high. Why would BlackRock, the company that virtually owns the world, over $20 trillion assets under management on the books, how much do they have behind the scenes that nobody knows about? I'll let you answer that in the comments below. But why would a company like that go for a spot Bitcoin ETF? And why would Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, be saying that the future is crypto? The future is Bitcoin. The future is tokenization of real world assets. Unless he was just like high off cocaine. You know what I mean? Why would he be saying that? Unless he had some merit to his beliefs there and he sees what's going to happen. I don't know. Maybe it's luck that BlackRock has 20 trillion assets under management, like a lottery ticket scratch off. Maybe they just like one day woke up and the company was worth that much. Oh, maybe. Or maybe consider that they basically are connected to all the top investors, all the top banks, all of the top people that rule the world, and they have a plan for what's coming next. Maybe consider that too. And if that's the case, then maybe the plan is what he's telling us on news stations, and people that are too skeptical right now are in disbelief. Now, what comes after disbelief? Then retail starts pumping in. And by then, when the markets are upwards of $3 trillion, $5 trillion, by then, all the smart money is going to be getting out and retail is going to be getting dumped on. So right now we're still early, but by like 2025, I'm going to be getting out of the markets, and I'll be letting you guys know when and what I'm expecting to happen next. But look at this. Alex Becker posted this saying, if you bought crypto the last year, you have 2 jobs for the rest of the year. Number 1, don't sell. Number 2, post extremely immature things on Twitter like what Elon Musk does. That's it. That's the game. Play it well. The problem and the reason why people lose money is they panic and they start selling, or they start buying when the markets are rallying. They panic buy or they panic sell. When you can just take a deep breath, relax, be patient, be okay with things taking an extended period of time. I mean, it's been 610 days since the low. It's been almost 2 years. That's a lot of patience, right? Well, if the average age of a male in the United States is like 70 years old, it used to be like 30 years old back when we didn't have as good of healthcare as we did now, and people were working in mines, coal mines and stuff. And so now that the average lifespan is 70 years, what's another year? Take 1 and divide it by 70. What percentage of your life is that? Let's say another year. If you just had to be patient another 12 months, let's say 2 years. Let's do 2 divide by 70, that's 0.028%. So let's just round it up to 3% of your lifespan. Are you willing to wait just another 3% of your total lifespan to potentially create generational wealth by not freaking out and panicking and selling? I know I am, but I'm not like most people, and I know you're not like most people too. So NVDA, the market value has surpassed Amazon, which is absolutely crazy. And we look at what's happening. NVIDIA is World Government Summit of 2024. They're making massive partnerships. And what are they doing right now? AI and data science. They're getting into artificial intelligence. And now right here, you can see Cisco. They're working on technology to connect the world. They're working on artificial intelligence. And the most important thing to realize here is what's happening on the charts and what happened back during the 2000 dot-com bubble boom, and what this is looking like for the AI, the artificial intelligence bubble boom is just starting, guys. And the charts honestly looking pretty similar, where we see this breakout of this critical resistance right here for NVDA. And on the right-hand side, you can see Cisco, where in 2000, we saw Cisco break out massively from like 36 bucks, went upwards of $82. And then we saw the dot-com bubble boom lead to a crash of over, if I were to measure this for you, it's crazy, 90%, lost 90%. So could we see that happen for a lot of these tech stocks that are getting to artificial intelligence right now? When will we see that market crash? Could it be 2025, 2026? Will it take a little bit longer than people expect? Eventually, there's going to be a crash in a lot of these AI stocks. But in the short term, you can just position yourself to make a lot of money. Now, am I buying NVDA while it's up at an all-time high? No, I'm not buying it right now, even though I do think it could go higher, with this collaboration, these massive partnerships, and them getting into AI and all this massive AI stuff. But where I am looking here is I'm looking to see, okay, what's happening in the stock market and what is that telling us about what's about to happen next in the crypto market? And that's telling us that artificial intelligence and big data tokens by market capitalization will be one of the front-running narratives of this bull run cycle, along with gaming right here. So on coinmarketcap.com, you guys see cryptocurrencies categories. So Solana's ecosystem is going to do well. ERC 404, gaming, DPIN is going to do well. But also top AI and big data tokens are still early. I really think the big bull run for these are going to be like towards the tail end of 2025, even 2030. But nonetheless, a lot of these projects are seeing massive price appreciation right now. Like you guys can see Internet Computer, when we were talking about this one on this list, although Internet Computer is not really like hyper focused in AI, they're trying to do a lot of different stuff. They're still listed in the categories here, and they're up 9% the past 7 days. We were talking about ICP at like $3 to $5. So if you guys would have subscribed to the newsletter on bullrunners.com and been in our private exclusive Telegram group, you would have gotten access to that information first. And it's all public information. Again, we don't tell you what to buy or sell. I just show you what I see on the charts, and then what I'm personally doing, and what you choose to do is up to you. But Near Protocol was another big one. So Near Protocol is up 22% in the past 7 days. Injective, Render, all four of these, even the graph, are going to do amazing, guys. In ICP, Near, INJ, Render, GRT, in terms of large caps, that's $1.6 billion to $6 billion. And so the total market cap of AI is only $29 billion. I think AI is going to be over $1 trillion, over the next few years. And so you can't go wrong with a lot of these projects like Theta Network, Oasis, Rose, Akash. Akash is going to do amazing too. It's only $700 million. I can see this in the multiple billions of dollars. Fetch AI, going to crush it. Singularity Net, going to absolutely crush it. In fact, Singularity Net, I talked about Singularity Net when it was like at 5 cents a year or two ago. And I said, watch guys, the next, not this bull run cycle, but I said the next one, which is the cycle that we're going into right now, these projects are going to crush it. And even in 2021, Singularity Net did very, very well. I mean, I was talking about this, at 4 or 5 cents in January of 2021, even back in 2020, and it rallies upwards of 52 cents, even rallied upwards of 57 cents. And so I honestly think we'll probably break these highs this bull run cycle, and I could see Singularity Net upwards of $1. It's only a 3x right now. So personally for me, I don't hold any Singularity Net. I'm bullish on a lot of other small cap stuff, but I'm the most bullish on ICP just as an all well-rounded project in multiple different sectors. But there are some big ones like in the gaming, Echelon Prime is going to do well. Let me scroll down here and see what else there is in this. Down the list, we can see all these projects, guys, are gearing up to make big moves at like micro caps or mid caps right now. So ORAI, ORAI, this actually is one of the ones I'm the most bullish on as a micro cap, 87, or a small cap, Right? Micro caps could be considered like 10 million or less, but those are really risky. A small cap is like maybe 10 million to 100 million. So I'm looking at ORAI at $87 million. I think that's going to do very well. And honestly, Veracity is going to do well too. Now, Veracity is not really as big of an AI project. So some of these might be like miscategorized based on where their focus and their expertise is. But I think Veracity is going to do very well. It's at 0.006 with a $69 million market cap. And then if you guys want to see what other projects we're the most bullish on before we make videos about them and before these partnerships take place, and that because there's a lot of stuff that you can look into and research and stuff, but it takes hours and hours and hours. And so we do this full time. So that way you can just watch these videos, subscribe to the channel, like these videos, and get early bird access when we drop this information before these videos come out. And all you have to do to get access to that is go to bullrunners.com. The link will be in the description below this video, where you'll be able to discover our top altcoin picks first. You'll get early bird access to our financial education platform when that's released, and you don't need any previous crypto trading experience. All you need to do is click the button on the page, put in your best email address, click yes, give me instant access, and you'll be subscribed and you'll be notified first. So I appreciate you guys for watching this video. As always, I'll see you on the next video. We're backing up our truck all the way to the bank, grabbing the bags, packing them and stacking them, leaving no bags left behind because we believe the spending power of the dollar is going down in value. That's a fact based on inflation, blockchain tech, distributed ledger technology, and cryptocurrencies are going up in interest. That's the truth. And together, you know where we're going. We're going camping on the beaches of the moon. I'll see you guys on the next video. I'll see you on bullrunners.com. God bless you. As always, stay bullish.